How are you, buddy? You all right?
Good, Gaz, are you?
Oh, fantastic. I thought we were supposed to be meeting in the pub. You're doing a promotion for Wahl by the looks of it.
No. I'm self-isolating, so I couldn't make it to Boozer tonight. I ain't got a posh bar like you have in your house. I think anybody who knows me that I've had a technical issue trying to get my backdrop working, so I've done best I can.
Well, it's nice to see you, mate.
Are you good?
Yeah, fantastic, Tom, mate. Other than the usual, it's nice to hear your voice and nice to raise a pint with you anyway, mate. Have a few beers. Cheers, buddy. All the very best. So what have you been doing with yourself then?
This is the first time I've had a drink while I've been working.
And me, I don't drink as a rule.
No. I've been there when you've not drunk.
But it is Friday.
It is Friday. I mean, we're coming into the 4th week of this now, and I've done lots of different chats and stuff like that, and I know we've spoke a few times, but I just think the whole country's, feeling it a little bit. I think the novelty of week 1 and week 2, not a novelty, but just having that time away, and a lot of people saying, as barbers, they work so hard and have so much time at work that it's almost like a welcomed holiday. And then 2nd week comes in, I think people get worried then financially. And then 3rd week comes in, I think everybody's starting to realise that it's kind of a serious thing that's happening. Forget money and businesses, I know it's hard, but it's the NHS staff and everybody that's lost any loved ones that my heart goes out to at the minute. We'll get the businesses back, I think. I think the good businesses will survive. But it's the people that are losing it at the minute, and that's a tough one.
I know it's. I mean, I don't know anybody personally, anybody close that's actually had it yet. But we're I suppose semi-rural in a way. But it's when you see in the cities and when it's affecting London. I mean, we should have been at XL, shouldn't we, last weekend? I mean, I'll never able to go in there and look at that place ever again the same.
I know it's going to be weird. I mean, they've put the dates down for salon and they're going to do PB professional beauty at the same time. And, we're going to be professional and get his heads around it. But it's going to be a weird thing after look, it can work either way. You can go there and do the best performance you've ever done for the people who were there, who survived and who didn't survive. You can look at it both ways, can't you? Do you know what I mean? But look, I think it's been a tough one. Do you know what? I've got people calling me. We have our local pub has got a check-in. And they check in with everybody. And I'm having a call now off the landlord and the landlady, seeing how I am. It's just like, what timing? They're going to think I'm really rude. Look, I think it's going to be a tough one, isn't it? It's going to, whichever way we look at it. And what are you doing with your time, guys, while you're off? What have you done?
Well, it's been busy, mate. Got the usual decorating and, doing all the jobs that you put off. I mean, a bit like you. I mean, last year, I don't think I did one thing in the house because we were away so much. Work was so busy last year. I think I did 147 days away internationally, let alone stuff in the UK as well. So I'm just catching up on my chores at the moment. It's she's got me decorating, doing the garden, doing all the jobs I've been neglecting really. But done a few jobs at work. We had a problem with the phones at work, and we've had a refurb at work. So but the thing is, that's all come to a stop now. So it's been tough because we're people, aren't we? I miss the people. I miss the lads at work. I miss the lads in the pub, and that's why I jumped on this because I love a Friday night drink. Friday nights are all night,
It is. I mean, I think I spoke to my mum earlier, and we were just saying, there's kind of a thing that there's certain things that you've missed, but there's certain things that you've done without as well, isn't there? I think there's all things that we take for granted that haven't happened, and I think when we go back, I'm hoping that everything's in a better place. Everybody's in a better place with each other, and that just a bit easier. Everybody's going to be a bit easier and thankful for what we've got around us. I know I said it a couple of weeks ago. My mate Carl Smith, who the minute he's doing really well for Stella Artois, is keeping them in business. He said you've got to see the darkness before you can see the light, and I think he's fetched it all to us, hasn't it, a little bit in terms of what we've missed and how we've done it. And talking of the darkness and the light, I've got a phone chat off on Instagram on Tuesday with Baldy. So the darkness versus the light, Andy's versus Wahl. So I'm sure you'll all tune in and back me with that one.
Most definitely.
I wanted to do a cooking sketch with him, but he's bottled it, and Rachel wants us to do this thing for Modern Barber. So that's going to be interesting. He's a great lad, and it's nice that, you know, I have this dream, guys, that one day we all work on a stage together, and I think if we could do something like that for the NHS staff at some point, it's not about brands or like that for me. It's going to be about, you know, what can we do as an industry, this fantastic industry we're in. Barbering's done fantastically well these last 6 or 7 years. I did a podcast with Trevor Studd from BBA on Tuesday. And, you know, if we could do something back for the people that's put their lives at risk, I'd be 100% behind that, 100% behind that.
Oh, I think, you know, hats off to you, mate. You're in a position, though, where you can change lives as well. The thing is, with the whole industry, though, I think in the past, it's all about collaboration, isn't it? We're all in it. We're all in the same game. We all love it. You know, we all want the best for everybody. There's enough trade to go around with everybody. It's all about collaboration and being together, isn't it? You know, I mean, you know, we do all the shows together anyway. We're all there. So why not? You know, could put it together and do something like that, can't we? But I think it is. I think that the whole job is about collaboration and working together, and, you know, whether it be the BBA, Wahl, you know, MH Fed, you know, all these different people, all these different organisations, Hair Council, Barber Council, you know, we should be all pulling in the same direction all the time. We're all in it for the same thing. Yeah.
We've just launched something which is Together We're Stronger, and it's just about people telling us about the times while they're off, what they've done to work on the business. I do think that people are going to do that. Use this time now. I don't know what they've been doing with time, because everybody seems to have been decorating, doing the garden furniture. I seem to be good with a telephone for phoning people up to do that. You've been decorating, and everybody's been doing the garden furniture. But I think what would be... Go on.
You can't phone anybody for doing. You gotta do.
No. So I'm going to wait till we're back, because I'm going to do my service to the industry so I can give tradesmen the work to do. Why would I want to do that when we're off? I want to get it, let people do it. Spread the love around, guys. Got to do that.
Fair play, mate.
We've got to do that.
That isn't what your ladies told me, anyway.
You what, sorry?
That isn't what your ladies told me, anyway.
No, she won't do. I know we've got Joff that's just joined us. I had a great conversation with Joff the other day. Joff from Savills. He's lost loads of weight, by the way, while he's been off.
He can't afford to lose any more weight. He's a fit lad anyway.
He's moved out into a really nice part of the country in like South York, Derbyshire area, I think, between Chesterfield and Sheffield, I think, somewhere. And he found it was really next to a little local pub. I think he's been going in there, and he's crept on, and he's been running. He's got into a really health regime. He sent me some photographs of before and after. Because I would say he's not a lot of weight on him, but he had put a little bit on. But he looked fantastic and trim, and he's raring to get back and stuff. I think, you know, he's nice.
Nice fella, nice family. He's got a good brand as well. I like Joff a lot. He's a good lad.
Yeah, and he does a lot of traveling. He doesn't do as much travelling as you. You are what we call global, not local. I nearly said it wrong then. Because you spend a lot of your time. That's done that. Notice to all barbers: do not drink and cut hair.
So what have you got planned then? Work-wise?
I think, look, we've been in daydream land in terms of kind of how long we're going to be closed down. There's been a lot of guesstimates about it. we were closed till this Monday, weren't we? Bank holiday Monday or tonight in the UK. So we're 3 weeks going into the 4th week. I presume, in my hearts of hearts, I think it's going to be another 6 to 8 weeks that we're not going to be trading. So at that point, I think what we need to do is work on stuff that we're not good at, and try to get game ready for when we go back. It's not easy, is it, working at home? You said like you've been like brushstrokes, haven't you? You've been decorating every bedroom, then you're going into some of your shops, but there's distractions at home, isn't there?
Oh, I could not. I couldn't work from home. If my job depended on me working from home, I aren't committed. Not committed. I shouldn't say that, but I get easily distracted. There's always something else to do. You know what I mean? We've got kids, we've got families, you've got houses, you've got businesses. So there's always something to do. But I've been on the phone to Jackie and Trevor and yourself, and you're trying to fix things. We're putting a lot of training together, online training that's coming off, competitions, all the rest of the things that we can do. But you've got to be really, really organised to, not just sit on the settee almost sometimes, haven't you? You know what I mean? I need to go into work and work. I need set hours. I do almost.
I've been quite lucky because at Wahl we've had like a conference call in the morning with all managers, and then we've done different things through the day, different meetings, different department meetings, and then between 4 and 5 every day you've had a directors meeting, albeit by Skype or Zoom, but those are kind of link you in every day that it's made you get up and get ready to go do them. I kind of think though from next week onwards, I know it's bank holiday weekend, but we've had too many bank holidays, haven't we, in the last 4 weeks, so it don't feel like bank holiday. I think what my advice would be to people is to potentially get your notepads out and write that on Wednesday you're going to do your business plan, or Friday, if it's safe to do so and there's no one about, you could physically go into your salon to look at some of those jobs. And listening to O'Neill's Barbers in Manchester today, gone in to do some work in his shop, some painting, and getting things ready. I said Carl had earlier said that he'd gone in to do his flooring, and there's things you can do around your business to get it ready. I know people are still worried about, you might be able to clarify this a bit for Gaz. People are still not sure about how to claim the money, the grants that's out there from different councils and different authorities. So can you shed any light on that for everybody?
Well, as you know, we've got a group of barber shops. So we're 6 shops, 36 staff. We might be 40 now with apprentices, but obviously we furloughed all the staff because we pay all the staff. They're all on salary, so they're all PAYE. So the government has said, I think the portal opens on the 20th of April. You've got to pay them up until that point, because if you don't pay them, you can't claim it back. As for the grants that you're on about, as long as you're paying or registered to pay council tax or business rates, we haven't seen any of that yet. And I'm sure everybody around the country has applied, but we've applied, but we haven't actually seen any of that money yet. So hopefully it's going to come through. I was very, as a business owner and realising how much it costs to run a business, I was really sceptical on how the government were going to actually pay for this. And hopefully I've heard around the country, because obviously with my job, the EBA and the Barber Council, a lot of people get in touch with you, and there is people having the money out there. It's definitely coming through, but I think every council is working a different system. So hopefully it's going to come through. We're footing the bill for all the wages on the lads at the moment, but hopefully that's going to come back through. The only thing I would worry about is the businesses that haven't got the money to pay the staff. We've been lucky at so. It is a worrying time for business owners, because you're still paying your bills. Rent-wise, I don't know what people are doing with rent. We own all our premises, so, from a rent point of view, I don't know if you get a holiday like you do with your mortgages, but it is, from a business owner, it's a worrying time, from a money point of view, so...
I think people are tuning in as well. If they've got any questions to ask us, not just about what's happening in the UK at the minute or globally, I know we've got a few people from Canada that's joined us, but if anybody wants to talk to us about any questions that they've got, any queries they've got, just fire your questions in, just message them in, and we can answer them best we can. That's why we're here, to have a chat, to have a beer, and to talk about anything to do with barbering that people's on the minds, you know. And this is the time to do it. You know, you there, Gary, you've got 6 businesses, and you know, like you just said, you own your premises, so you know how to do stuff like that. You know how to furlough your staff, and I think it's important to do that. Mike Taylor's just joined us. How you doing, pal? Hope you're doing well through this rough time. I'm sure he's getting himself game ready when he gets back.
Just quickly, I don't know if you. How are you, Mike? I don't know if you can hear me, but great.
Can hope he can. We'll wait to the time if he can't.
Yeah, Facebook Live you did with Modern Barber. That was good the other day. I think that enlightened a lot of people as well. That was really good. So. Well done, fellas. That was good. John Bourne and Sheriff was there as well, I think.
Yeah, I watched John do a cut at home, I think, on one of his lads. Well, I hope it were his lads. I've been interested as well when things have come up live. I've kind of been interested on watching people do stuff as well. I think it's been kind of nice just to tune in, and it relaxes me watching people cut hair. Obviously not if it's too quick. But it just relaxed me watching other people. So here's Gaz, sponsored by IPA, on his 27th beer. He's drinking since 4 o'clock this afternoon. Trevor said, "Can you just act like you would in bar?" All right, Trev. Taxi! Yes, a taxi! I have a rare condition on a Friday where I have a bottle of beer about every 4 minutes until I piss myself. So that would normally be a Friday night for me.
That's normal.
I know we just got one of my team joining us, Sam Campagna. I know Eric's here, Eric Lander. So thanks for joining us, guys. We've got a list of people that can be showing up as well. We can mention everybody that's up there. So cheers to you all. Hope you're having a great Friday evening. Joining into Barbers Arms, which is idea by Trevor Studd, the main man behind British Barbers Association. I know Trev's been, this week we've had lots of correspondence with him, and some of the stuff that we've had, Trev's been able to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do it because of the time difference. So fair play to him, he's done a great job. And he was telling me, Gaz, apparently we can get a really cheap holiday now in Dubai. I know me and you like Dubai. We're now like footballers swap shirts. We swap trousers and shorts in bars. We're not going to go into that story tonight, though, are we? Too many people.
You've told everybody at every show we've ever been at. So
no, I know. No.
It was a good night. That was all I'm saying. So
yeah,
we'll part that one there anyway.
Yes.
Just getting back to everybody who's watching, you know, out there, Eric, all the fellas, John, everybody that's tuning in. Lovely to see you fellas. Lovely to meet you again, and happy holidays at the moment. We just got to savor the moment because we don't usually get this amount of time off. My lady thought I was going to get the Christmas tree out the other day. That's the only time we have that much time at home together. And I said, you know, it's just unheard of that we spend this much time at home when, you know, you're all together. Really, it's, you know, the kids, missus. It's just quite unbelievable, really, isn't it? You know, so what are you laughing at now already?
I'm just laughing at getting told off on messages. Forgot to mention Jackie, didn't I? So Jackie Holian was fantastic. It was a main driving force behind the BBA here in the UK. So lots of work with Wahl as well. So thank her for her. She's got a fountain of knowledge of everything that she does. And she's one of the main connoisseurs in Manchester on red wine. I don't know if you know, Gary, but she's got some great tips on red wine drinking and stuff like that with Ross. Did you see the other morning when we were doing a little test and Ross came in to say hi to everybody and she shooed him out? She was like, right, go on, I'm working, see ya.
Yeah, I think she pushed the red wine off the table at the same time, didn't she?
No, she wouldn't have done that. She'd have caught it. She'd be fantastic. Yeah, quick question. Yes, I think people are. I just had a question. Do you think people are drinking more? I think I think we have to be honest about this. And I think one of my pals said to me in week 2, what time does your bar open? He said, mine's opening a lot earlier. I do tend to think that we're drinking earlier through the day, that when you've got your jobs done and it's 4:30, 5 o'clock, weather's been a bit nicer, you tend to open a beer or a gin and tonic and stuff. I think we have to be disciplined with that. But yeah, I'm going to be really honest with it. I think I'm drinking more that we're off. And I've been going to my regular AA meetings and stuff, but they don't seem to be working. So I am drinking a bit more. What about you guys? Are you drinking more?
Do you know, it's funny. I go for a pint most nights. I go straight from work. I always call for a quick pint. You know, I work with Jake anyway, my lad. So we always call for a quick, and on the way home. And since we've been off, this is only the second time I've had a drink. I'm
really?
I'm a social drinker. I need people. I do. That's why I've had a drink with you now. I can't sit at home and drink on my own kind of fella. You know what I mean? That's not me.
No, I think just people around us, and it's just even when somebody's there as well, said you fancy a drink, and I think I've not been disciplined with it though. I think I've had a drink nearly every day. I had Jack Ludlow's just joined us. Nice to see Jack about. But yeah, look, I'll be honest. I've just said to you guys when we came on, I'm the best in the world between 5 and 7, and after that, I don't want to drink. But 3 or 4 beers, bottles of beers, that'd be kind of it for me. Big Damien's just joined us. Damo, how you doing, pal? Like to see you. Missed your videos, and Kat's just joined us as well. Kat Heron from Scotland, but Dame does some great videos. But yeah, look, I'm honest with it. I've drunk a bit more. I don't know about everybody else. You just said you've not, but I don't think it's a major. As long as you can get back to normality.
On that, I've got one of your favourite bottles here. Are you going to have a bit of tequila in you or what?
Oh, look. Snap. This is the beautiful one that Jackie and Ross bought me. Now, we were in Manchester for a bar, and they're like, oh, I want a shot of tequila. It's something like, I don't know, Jackie will probably message me anyway. It's something like 25 quid a shot or 30 quid a shot. And I think they got me this bottle for my 40th birthday party.
You're lying, sod. It was your 50th.
But no, I've got my tequila. But, you've seen when I drink that, what it does to me. You got one of your mates there as well, Gary, Brian from Canada.
Hey.
Brian's just joined us. All right, Brian.
Good health, sir. Anyway, all the very best.
Good health to you. I'm going to get a refill in a minute.
Brian,
I'd just like to thank the BBA as well for asking us to do this, and also providing us with catheters to be fitted, because obviously we can't leave the screens to go to the toilet for 2 hours. So mine were fitted this afternoon. It's a good job it's summer, not winter. But yeah.
Just on about the guys who are joining us. Jack Ludlow, you've just said he's just joined us. He's going back on the 20th. They've had a date for going back, haven't they? In is it Norway? He's in. They're going back. They're opening up at the end of April, I think. They've been relaxed over there.
It's one of the Scandinavian countries that's not 27th, I think it is. But I think it's one of the Scandinavian countries that's not had any lockdown yet. Is the
I'm not sure. I know Jack's been shut, but I noticed on social media today they've been given a date to reopen. So that's good news. That's going forward. So I don't know what kind of how bad they've had it over there really, but that's good news. It's positive.
Yeah, Gareth's just joined us. Gareth Clark as well. So Does tequila make us what? Does it make us cut hair better? Is that that was the question? Does tequila? I missed the last bit of it. Did you get it, Gary?
No, I missed it. And I tell you what it does do. It makes me go red.
Do you know what I was just about to say? Take Gary a few more tequilas, and it converts. You don't need to go on a sunbed. Just 2, 3, or 4 tequilas, and it looks like you've had like a good session on sunbed there.
Or it could be blood pressure. That's the thing. Does it make me clothes fall off? Who said that then? I missed that one.
Yeah, I think Jack's had notification 27th he can go back in.
Yeah. So that's good news, isn't it? At least we're turning a corner in certain places, though. I don't think it's going to be that quick for us, though. I honestly don't.
No, and I think, I don't know if I'm right here, but maybe people who's listening might give us shed us a little bit of light on it. But is it that if we do go back, it's going to be like a slow kind of progress to go back to normality in terms of not everybody's going to go back and not all businesses are going to open up, and there's going to be certain limits on numbers in buildings, restaurants, barbershops, hairdressers, football stadiums? You can't just go straight back from lockdown to having 100,000 people together at football matches. It's just not going to work. I've seen Premier League today. They want to try and finish the Premier League, the EFL leagues, all in 56 days. Ellie McCann's just joined us. But yeah, it's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think with our business being how it is, we'll be one of the few to go back, one of the last to go back as well. It's going to be hard unless everybody has a dose of it, gets it, or we get vaccinated. Surely there's a chance of us passing it around and it popping up all over the country. What do we do? Stay on lockdown forever? It's a funny situation.
I think Jackie's got some information for everybody, or he seems to believe as well, that we'll kind of get 2 weeks' notice. I think the government are trying to say, you're not going to drop it on your toes on a Friday that you're back on Monday, because that's not going to be right. I think they're going to give people, which I would hope that they would do that, 2 weeks' notice, start getting your prep. But look, guys, I think we're halfway through it, I reckon. I think we're another 4 to 6 weeks, not 46, but 4 to 6 weeks. And I think we need to start just a couple of days a week, get your sense game ready, work on the stuff that you've not done. Try something different. Tune in on Tuesday to watch me and Baldy. You can see then how somebody can present and somebody can't present. It's all good stuff. You're about to enjoy yourself. But Baldy over there now, slashing his wrist. I'm going to kill you, man.
So what time are you on Tuesday?
I think it's on like 12, midday, 12 or 1. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
Oh, right.
And you know something? We only see each other at exhibitions. I have missed exhibitions, though. We have missed exhibitions. So, got a question coming in here, Trevor. Can you just stick that one back up for us again?
You got cut off.
Yeah, it's cutting off. The question was, not that I'd be sat in a boozer on a Friday night. It's somebody was throwing questions at me. I'd be getting wrong answers.
Hey, this is a quick one for you. And I know this is totally, not political correct or anything like that, but why are the Chinese not very good at cricket?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because they've eaten all the bats.
Huh. Apologies to our friends in Shanghai and China. Anybody who's listening to this, wear tinfoil on your head tonight if you go out. Make sure there's no satellites dropped into you from. The question was, is there any interruptions into insurance, in your insurance policies? I think that's the question. I think that's from Robert. Is there any interruptions in the insurance side? You're probably better off answering this, guys.
From our insurance point of view, I mean, with most businesses, I think we've been turned down on the actual claiming of interruption of business. I think, from a personal point of view, I think the only time we needed it, we're not getting it, and I think it's a cop-out, really, from an insurance point of view. But, how and when do you actually know when something like this is going to happen? Or the reason they're saying we can't claim is because it's a new virus. You can't actually, legislate against a virus that they don't know about. But for me, that's a bit of a cop-out from a business owner. And I know we work very closely with a lot of insurance companies, but it just feels like a bit of a cop-out for me. So. And the question is
another question just popped up here as well that comes up all the time to me is, do you think there's going to be new rules in sanitisation in barbershops? I mean, you can't get any hand sanitizer hardly anywhere, the gel, but certainly, from our point of view, we're probably going to look at introducing something on those lines. We do as hygiene spray. Do you think we're going to wear PPE stuff? Do you think barbers, it's going to be like we're shaving? you guys know this more than anybody at BBA. You set the standards for it, but you think that we're going to have to wear gloves for cutting hair?
I don't think it'll get to that stage. But I mean, this came up the other day in Modern Barber, you know, when they did the live on Facebook, and they said, you know, will it come to the point where we wear masks and everything else? Personally, I don't think it'll probably go that far. But if you're a reputable business, you know, from our point of view as a company, we wear gloves when we shave, all disposable towels. We don't use any terrace towels now. It's all disposable. You use a new comb for every client. Everything gets sprayed in between clients. I mean, net tape, okay, sometimes, you know, we don't use a brand new cape for every client, but we use net tape so it doesn't actually touch the client. You know, whether it comes to the point where we have to have a new cape or gown for every client, possibly, you know, but from a point of view, if you're doing things right and you're following hygiene rules and the code of practice, we've had no cases of, I know this is a one-off, but it's spread like the flu. So do we actually legislate against flu symptoms? You know, we can't do that. We're a public business, aren't we? So but I can't see the government actually legislating anything, but hopefully it will tighten things up. You know, hopefully we can get to the point where we're all registered for one. I mean, I don't want to get on my soapbox or anything, but, you know, we should be a registered, you know, for the industry not to be registered is unbelievable. And you said earlier that we've had people from, you know, North America in on the Zoom meeting. They've gone through this all before. You know, they've got really strict rules out there, licensing. You know, they have to keep everything in a drawer, new tools for every client. So, you know, the state boards in some states, great, some a bit lax, changes again in Canada. So, you know, from our point of view, we should be doing it ourselves. It should be voluntary, we shouldn't be made to do it, because if we do it voluntary, it's worth more. There's more value there, isn't there? You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, if everybody did the right thing, we wouldn't need laws and regulations, would we? But I think we do need a line.
I think Jackie's been, I mean, meetings that we had last year, we spoke about it. You know, I think the guys at BBA have been banging the drum in different countries like Dubai and stuff about the hygiene side of it. I think barbers are going to want to protect themselves, aren't they? Look, guys, you've got to protect yourselves. So if you fetch in sanitisers, we're just having a couple of questions there. Should we challenge the insurance companies about the payments? So that's a question that we can answer in a minute. The other one has just popped up. I've just seen it there as well. Is should clients have certificates of clean bill of health? I've had coronavirus, so I ain't got it. I know in China, Hannah Elliott. I don't know if you know Anna. She's got 2 salons. Scottish lady who's got 2 salons in Shanghai. They're taking to people's temperature. The staff have got to wear masks. Clients, it's optional. But they are taking temperatures. They've got temperature gauges. I think one that just puts onto your forehead. So look, do I think that clients in the UK are going to come in with a certificate to have their hair cut? I don't think that's practically going to work in the UK unless government says it's going to be a definite. I just don't think people are going to do that, do you? In your walking businesses, I just don't think it's going to happen.
I think the problem with our industry is the government have always got this attitude there's bigger fish to fry, really. And, you know, as long as we're not killing anybody or costing the government money, you know, they haven't been interested in the past. But this might be, because of the proximity we are to our clients, this could be a game changer. This could be the time that you know, we get registered, we get licensed, you know, at the very least, for being a professional body, a profession that we are proud of, we should be licensed, you know, and that means that everybody's, you know, trained and done the health and safety side of things. You know, at the moment, anybody could pull a chair up and start cutting hair or shaving, can't they? So
yeah, and I know you're not on your soapbox, but I'm 100% behind you on that one. So I think people should be registered and stuff like that. Let's make this industry even better than what it is. Gary Jackson just joined us from Ireland. How you doing, Gaza? probably one of the best beards, second to Gary Machin in the industry. Coolest geezer that's walked. He has the same tailor as me, D. Graham, who's an amazing tailor who's gone on to better things now. He's don't just deal with me and Gary Jackson, but he deals with Conor McGregor as well. I think because he looked at me wearing my suits, Conor, and thought, yeah, I want to look like that fat, good-looking kid from Wahl. So he decided to have his suits done. This question came up. We'll go back to the insurance one in a minute, but the question came up, what is our view, and let me do my first, what is our view on barbers doing home haircuts at the minute? I've said this 1,000 times. Forget the industry. It's the NHS. Everybody else is doing the time at home. Everybody else is isolating. Going out, and I can't swear on here, but you're going out doing haircuts for like 20, 30 quid. Some of my team have been, when we have our group sets, they've been offered 100 quid. Now, I do worry about people who want to have their haircut at home to sit in. Because that tells me whoever's desperate for an haircut is like, well, you're not going out. And you'll feel benefit when we get back in and have a real good haircut then. You're not going out anywhere. So if it's really short anyway, just shave the bastard off. But my view here is with people that's doing it, I've said it loads of times. Do you know what? I'm going to just open season. I can't do it from our point of view, but barbers will send me people's names and addresses in about people doing it. But can you name these people? No, I ain't going to do it, but do it now. I ain't going to do it, but you should just tell people, somebody in the area doing it, name them. Because I think it's just disgusting. There's everybody shut. You've got 40 odd staff. You've got 6 businesses. You've done the right thing. You're paying the wages. You've got to wait for your money back. And then you've got barbers who are going out and still earning 100, 150 quid a day because they can't. I can't get my head around it.
I know.
It's an hour.
The trouble is, mate, as well, you know, from our point of view is, if we're all sacrificing, it's for nothing, isn't it? You know, if these absolute weapons go out and are breaking, you know, the isolation rules, it's making what we're doing useless, isn't it? You know what I mean? So why do it for the sake of, like you say, 30,
it's
40,
pathetic. It is pathetic. I can't, you know, and one guy sent me a message saying, look, I'm not one of those people, but I am like, you know, I'm self-employed, I rent a chair, I've got a bit of savings, but it'll not take me long before I've run out of them. And I won't mention any names here, but I just said, well, there is schemes set up where the government's put money in. So if you've got like a year's books or 2 years' books, you can prove what you've been earning. You can prove what you've paid your PAYE and your tax. Well, you've had it then, bro, haven't you?
Yeah.
I ain't no sympathy. As a massive taxpayer, I ain't got no sympathy. It's like when you're going for a mortgage. If you're going for a mortgage, guys, and it looks on your books that you're only earning 12 grand a year, but you've got like your cash rich, you might be earning 30 grand a year. You know what you're going to get? You're going to get a mortgage that's going to reflect what you earn and you pay PAYE. Can't sit there in front of her at NatWest and say, yeah, no, but I have a few good weeks and I earn a lot of cash as well, which, all right. Well, you know that house you're going to buy, well, see that 2-bedroom one there, that's probably what you're going to get based on your mortgage. So it's unlucky, innit? And I think this is the thing here at the minute as well, is I don't want to go into it too much, but claiming stuff, if you haven't done it, you haven't done it. So
yeah.
Might just teach people a lesson.
The thing is as well, I think, you know, we're going more and more on a card payment system as well. I mean, we've gone from cash-wise from like 70-30 now, our kind of cash ratio to card. It's getting to the point where cash won't be around, I think, for much longer if the way we're going. And this can only push. You go to the supermarket now, they don't want any cash payments, do they? You know, it's literally going card only.
I have to say, barring queuing up to get in there, isn't it a pleasure walking around supermarkets? Everybody's keeping the distance. Anybody will tell you as well, honestly, I'm the worst shopper in the world because I'm masked up, I'm hatted up, I've got gloves on, and if I see somebody walk behind me, I'm like, keep your distance, dickhead. You know, I try and keep the distance because, you know, I think what's really important is that the way I look at it at the minute, like you just said, we're not going to waste our time for this. We've got to stick to the rules. those people. One of my pals, Steph Riding, you know, she's got 2 kids. One's a newborn, and she works up at Barnsley Hospital. But her eldest son's 12, and he's been with his grandparents for 12 weeks because she's running that accident emergency department at Barnsley Hospital. And you know that they're like Jackie just said, the NHS are our soldiers at the minute. Respect. Let's look after them. Give them everything we can do. I'm gonna get a drink, Gaz.
What do you mean? You're going to leave?
No, I'm not going to leave. I've already, because I'm all fitted up here. I don't need to go to the toilet.
Where's the barmaid? Well, fellas, I'm just going to open another one. Just while my best mate here is just taking a comfort break. Sunil, I hope you're out there, mate. I hope you're keeping fit and well in Dubai. You know, we were talking about how it's going to go for, you know, the kind of thing where how the business is going. We've got a lot to learn for places like out in there in Dubai, you know, where Sunil works. Beautiful salon, beautiful barbershop. Fantastic barber, great guy. You met him yourself, haven't you, when we've been out there, Sunil?
Best shave I ever had, Sunil. Best shave I ever had. I'm desperate now, Sunil. I wish I were out there with you, bro.
But, you know, out there, now they can only use disposable towels. They have sterilised equipment for every single client that walks through the door. I mean, you know, we can learn a lot from that part of the business. But, you know, people like that, you know, we know so many people around the world. I mean, you know, hats off to everybody in North America as well. You know, we spend a lot of time in North America. All the girls in Canada and in America as well. But these guys, you know, they're doing a great job. And I don't know if they've been looked after as well as we are in the UK. I know we keep going back to this, but I'm absolutely gone how well the government is looking after businesses over here, to be honest. I know we keep going back to it, but I was really sceptical about, you know, how much we were going to get or how the government was going to handle this. And, you know, I was talking to Trevor, and Australia weren't going to go down that route, and now they've changed and they're following the UK way that they've done it. I think that reading light, I think I've got nothing but respect for the government at the moment. And, you know, I think it's just give all love to everybody that we know around the world. That's all I can say at the moment as well. So keep safe as well at the same time. But go on, you're back now. What you drinking now then? Are you back on the Corona?
Still on. Yeah, it's not good, that is it? But they're on special offer at the minute.
Well,
I can't payments, guys. Do you think we're going to move down that road and just everything? I found it easy today. I always like to have a bit of cash on me. But I've found it just over this period of time, just everything's card payment. I think probably, I don't know what you guys about card payment at barbers and stuff. I kind of think, though, we might need to increase the cash, you know, the contactless limit.
Well, that's happening, I think. Has he gone to 45 in certain places? I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't use a lot of cash, a lot of card payments on it generally, because obviously it costs us to pay money in the bank, and it's a pain in the arse. So we pay everything I can with cash. But it is getting to the point where, you know, you go into the shops now, you go to, you know, Sainsbury's or wherever you shop now, and they don't want cash, do they? It's all contactless, it's all card payments. You know, I've been doing the shopping run for my mum and dad, and, you know, Rachel's mum and dad, she's been doing that. And they want card payments now. They don't even want to handle your cash anymore, almost, you know. So I think that's another nail in the coffin for cash, to be honest. I never thought it would happen, but I was talking to a bank employee. He's quite high up in NatWest, and he was saying that about 5-10 years ago, the banks made a conscious decision that they wanted to go to a cashless system. I mean, whether they'll admit that, but that's the way they wanted it to go anyway. So whether it's
not better though. When I love putting a 50 note in somebody's birthday case. I still love cash. I'm old-fashioned, maybe. I think Trev just mentioned as well that there's like, you need to do your research. There's no limit on Apple Pay, so there is systems out there. Look, if we'd have sat here, like guys who was listening as well, if we'd have all sat here and said most of your appointments will be done through your phones on Booksy or whatever system that you use on, people just to book on an app. 5-6 years ago, everybody gone like, nah, that'll not happen. Do you know what I mean? But look, barbers now are sat in a pub like we would be on a Friday night if Kyle and Carl join me up at Tread. Be like showing me the appointments on the phone for tomorrow. They'd be fully booked or they've got one appointment. And then they're straight on it onto the social media saying, got one appointment free for tomorrow. So do I think that card payments are going to be massive? I mean, I think some of those as well. I forget which barber it told me, but I think 80% of his clients pay before they get there. Do you have that system where they pay before you get there?
No, we don't. No. I mean,
so
I think. Go on, sorry.
I think that works in one respect. Great from a cash flow point of view. Great if people don't turn up. But from I think what he said, from a tip point of view, it might not be. I've paid already. I've not come out with cash. What's everybody drinking out there anyway? Tell us what your tipples are tonight on a Friday night while you're all start watching me and Mr. Machin have a drink here on Barbers Arms. First time we've done this with the BBA. What's everybody else drinking? What's your tipple at home?
Well, I've just swapped from our American friends. I'm on an IPA from America, from Georgia, in fact. I've just gone to a proper job from St. Austell. I've gone to a Cornish IPA now. This is beautiful beer. Drink on a regular basis if you like it.
Looks like that one out Back to the Future when he's looking at his photograph but it's fading away.
It's early.
Is that Alison? Is that Alison from Eastern College? Is she on the white wine again? Hello, Ali. How you doing? Alison Brightwell, ABC. Alison Russo. Oh, Alison up in Scotland. She likes that white wine up there. I bet Colin's not sent it you, Alison. We all money you spend with Colin. I bet he's not sent you a few bottles of white wine over the isolation to keep you getting through it. Ross is on red. Silly question. I'm gonna have to have a shot, Anna.
Come on, you Fanny. What's up with you?
Ross Carter on the Corona. I'll get a shot glass. I'll get a shot. You have to keep them talking, guys, while I get a shot glass.
Just welcome a few people in anyway as well. Like I say, we've welcomed in Sunil from Dubai and Arab Emirates. Lovely to hear from you, mate. Love you. Miss you. Should have been out there beginning of June. Show's been cancelled, obviously. All the guys in North America, all the guys in Adelaide and the barbershops we went over last June. All the people that we know around the world. I know between us we've been most places, I think, mate, haven't we? Have we got to have another one now? Oh, that's good of you.
Ellie's on wine. Oh.
Good health. All the very best.
Oh, my God.
Lightweight you are.
That's what did me on my birthday. I were all right till about 7:30, 8 o'clock when we came out to India. But the man started on them tequilas. I don't know. It's just I couldn't talk. I will get a taxi.
That do was a great do, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, Gary Jackson's on Captain Morgan's, one of my favourite, and Michael Damiano's. Captain's Morgan, spice, rum, and a nice Coke. It's a bit like a Dr. Pepper's. Rachel's on G&T's.
Oh, I noticed with Sam, he's had the Simon Shaw treatment, hasn't he? He's had it all off.
Oh, Mr. Campagna?
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to follow his boss around. He didn't say that. He didn't say that the other day. Actually, I said, "There was one question at the end of our interview. What do you most like about me, and what do you most dislike about me?" And I think one of the dislikes was he don't like walking behind me anywhere because he never knows what he's going to get. But yeah, I think he's been doing a bit of gardening actually. He was showing me, well, he's put on our group WhatsApp that he'd got some asparaguses, I think, or artichokes that he'd been growing.
I know, he's the least likely artichoke grower I know. Hey, Barmaid's just passed me these, by the way.
Oh, they ring a bell from the other night.
They're yours, I think. You weren't 50, you weren't 40, you were 50. I've got the proof.
Yeah, I know that. Well, you've got some glasses that say 50 on. That's got to be the proof. I've got these on that say that, look, they hide a multitude of sins. Oh, like fucking Batman. Oosh.
You broke them last time we were out.
Oh, that was so funny. I went to the table there, and my son-in-law like, "You've got no lens." Do you know what? I was hanging that day, and I had to travel down a Wahl, and I think there's some bad traffic at M1. Anyway, I set off a bit later in the afternoon. I set off about 12. I got actually to Wahl about 8 o'clock that night. We were meeting Danny Robinson and Rick Roberts, actually. And but on my way down, I copped up at Meadow Wahl, and I said, "Look, I've had these glasses, and I just wore them for the first time last night, which I didn't. My lens had popped out. They give me a brand new pair, so these are quite one." I didn't get that last question, Trevor. Did you get it, Gaz?
It was something about self-employed, but it got cut off.
Self-employed. I think that's been a tough one for guys who rent chairs. I think that side of the business has been going really good for a lot of people, and I've seen people, change their life over the last 3 or 4 years, what they've done. Will self-employed receive the same benefits? I don't know. I'm not qualified to answer
that. What I've gathered, my eldest daughter, Jess, she's a beauty therapist. She's self-employed. They're going to get 80% of the average of the last 3 years of their tax returns in June, which is a long time if you're self-employed, if you've got bills, but I think they can go on universal credit, I think, if they qualify. So it depends on, I think the means tested, it goes on how much you've actually got in the bank, or I'm not overly sure what it is with that, but they have put something in place, and they are going to give you 80% of what your average earnings were over the last 3 years on what you've put through on your tax returns. So if that helps anybody, but if you are really struggling, I think you need to get in touch with the benefit system. You can go on and claim universal credit. You have to have your figures available though when you ring them or when you apply. So when you do that, you have to have what you've paid, what you've made, what your profit was, what your gross and what your net was. So, good luck with that, everybody, hopefully. But what you need to do, and I'll say this from a business owner, phone every single person that you deal with sooner rather than later, because they are there to help. Your gas, your electric, your council tax, your bins, whatever outgoings you've got, just phone them and they will sort you out. They will. Whether they'll give you a break on your rent, I'm not sure. But on your mortgage, you're getting a 3-month holiday. You will have to pay it back, obviously. We're all going to have to pay this back some way or another. But I think the main thing is just get in touch with everybody that you need to, and just ask them, what are my options? What can I do? What are you going to do for me? Because we're all in the same boat. It's not that you're defaulting, we all need help. So just make sure you make the phone call. Don't just bury your head, and don't just cancel all your direct debits. Don't just cancel all your bills. We've got to pay them eventually, but just get in touch. So hopefully that helps anybody who's out there.
How many people who's listening have received grants so far? Just let us know. Just messages in now. How many people have? Because it's been a bit mixed for me. Like you, some of your businesses in your areas have had it. Some of them haven't. Some people I speak to, I got it, and I got it within about 3 or 4 days. And some people still haven't received it yet. So I just want to know how people listed in, who's already received the grant, who's struggling with it, who don't know what to do. Just fire your questions into us, and hopefully we can help you out a little bit.
And you know, this is really when you need to be part of a body, or you know, we need to be part of either the BBA, or I'm not just pushing it from a BBA point of view, but BBA, the NHF, you know, the Hair Council. When you're part of a body like that, they can give you've got access to these kind of questions as well. You're not just relying on Facebook and people telling you or making it up, or you need to know. And if you need to know any information, go direct to whoever you need to speak to. Don't just take it hearsay because George from down the road's told me. You need to ask the people that matter. That's all I can say. But this is the time when, you know, being part of an organisation or an association, this is when it tells. It comes back in multitude.
I think Karen in Scotland's received a Sam in Hertfordshire's not received his yet. Is that Sam Campagna, actually? So I think like just them two people that just messaged in, some have, some haven't. It's a tough one, isn't it? It could be better if it were just universal for everybody. Ellie's got hers in Cornwall. So look, I'm hoping that Birmingham hasn't got anything yet.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I know people in our businesses are split. Staffordshire Moorlands, Cheshire, Staffordshire. Some have had, some haven't. You know, Staffordshire Moorlands have, Cheshire have. The Stoke side of things have had nothing. It's weird how it's working. I know some people in Durham have had it. Some, you know, it's all different wherever you're all over the country. I know probably everybody can't do it all at the same time, but even when you ask, nobody's got any answers. That's the worrying thing. It's just, yeah, we'll get to you. Don't worry. But it's all right when you're saying that, when you've got staff to pay and a business to run, haven't you? We all want to get back when this all blows over, and I'm sure it will. We all want to have a business to go back to, don't we? That's the main thing, and we want to look after our staff. So, you know, it's,
yeah, I can't wait to get back, and I still think it's going to take us a fair while to get back in. But you know, coming up there, any ideas we've got for barbershops, and this is the time where you write everything down. You write anything that, whilst you're in isolation, what can you do? What can you do different? What promotions can you do? I'll give you a bit of, you know, speaking to Sam Campagna and speaking to Joff. Let's just say the rules come back in, that we can go back to work, but there's only so many allowed in your barbershop at one point. I'll use Savills as an example again. 10 barbers, 10 chairs, massive bench across middle of the shop. That means that there's going to be 20 cutting, 10 cutting, 10 having their hair cut, maybe 16 waiting, and maybe 5 or 6 floaters, receptionists and stuff like that. It's not going to happen. So you're going to have to look at extra hours. You're going to have to look at staff doing different shifts. You're going to have to probably look at Sundays. But, you know, like, we're all bored, aren't we, out as brains, looking at what's happened now. You'd all take it now if you've got to do a few extra hours a day, or you've got to do a night shift, or you've got to do a Sunday. You'd all take it now because you've already you felt what it's been like at this side of it. So I think ideas that you could come up with would be sitting down with your pad, looking at Mondays, looking at Wednesdays, looking at Fridays. That's what you're going to concentrate on, putting some work together in your business and how you can improve your business. Things that you've never been able to do before. Research that bit of IT software that you wanted for your computer that will help you to analyse your staff's performances. Look at the retail that you're selling at the minute. Have a look online to see what other products are about. You know, it's just a great time to reevaluate, reset, and to re-energise yourselves to get back in. So when we do get that 2 weeks notice, you're ready. I just don't want people to be worried about, 2 weeks, right, I better start getting busy now and start planning. You've got your time now. Do I think selling international will go ahead? If you'd have asked me 6 weeks ago, you're right, guys. If you'd have asked me 6 weeks ago, I'd have said,
I can't get away with it, James.
I would have said 100% yes. I am a little bit. I'm 70-30 saying it's still going to happen, but only at the safety of the general public going in, where there's going to be 60,000 people at of the 2 exhibitions. Our NHS are going to have worked hard enough, and I just don't think we can put any more pressure on them. So you know what, if we, I know Mark Maloney from PBL, not, you know, but if it's for the safety of the country, protecting our NHS, then, you know, it's my favourite thing at year is Salon International. But if I have to concede, then I have to concede. It's not going to happen. But I'm not sure at the minute. What about you guys? Do you think it's going ahead?
I hope so. I think you know, it's far enough away, but it's about numbers. It's about do you know what it is? It's about, like what we do anyway, day in, day out, you travel. It's about confidence, isn't it? Confidence of going where you need to go. Do you want to be with that amount of people? Is it too close? Do you want to be on a plane for 17 hours? You know, this is the thing that will affect, I think, a lot of things coming in the future. Hope it doesn't to the point where we don't do it anymore, but you know, I don't know. I never thought something like this would ever happen in our lifetime. Would you? I mean, even when it happened in China and it started spreading, you know, I was like to Rachel, are you kidding?
Yeah, just we never took it. It's not. I was in Dubai in January, and it was coming in and around us. And I went to Spain a few weeks just before we had lockdown, and I don't think anybody took it that it was a China virus, which is happening in China, and then somebody come out of China, a businessman, and gone to Italy. It just didn't affect. You didn't really think it, and I think it caught everybody by a bit of surprise.
Hang on, just 1 minute. Tequila.
Oh. Where's Rick Roberts when you need him? I think he's just joined us, Rick. It's a nice platform to say this as well, Rick's. Just before the break, they closed down, Rick signed his professional contract with us, so he's one of our new artistic team members. He's going to work between both male and female hairdressing and styling. He did a photo shoot the week that he left before we broke down, but it's great to have Rick on board. I know he's joined us tonight, so hope you're well, Rick. I know he's not been very well himself. He's had a full bug. We don't know whether it was COVID-19, but he's not been very well. But it's nice to Rick to join us. I'll feel as fucking bad as that tomorrow if I keep drinking this bastard tequila. Let me get one, Gaz. I'll pour one.
Bring the bottle. Hey, bring the bottle.
You what, sorry?
Bring the bottle.
Bring the bottle?
Yeah. Ryan, you know what I'm saying out there in Canada? Love you, baby. Come on, you girl.
Not a girl.
Cheers, brother.
My glasses are fatter than yours.
Mine are longer. By the way, your lady said that.
Huh?
By the way, your lady said that.
What? Hey, baby.
It's all right. Nobody's listening.
I think it's. Do you know what? As well, I think one thing that I said to somebody, one of my mates, it's 4 weeks. This I have never known in my entire professional career for the last 20 years not to have been in an hotel in the last 4 weeks. No holiday inns, no Premier Inns, no hotels, wherever. I'm hotel institutionalized. I think what it's done for me is give me a little wink into like retirement. Hey, well, this is what's going to be happening. I was like, nah, I'm not, you know, kind of not into it. Trevor asked me a question the other day.
So what are you going to do? Work till you're 75 now? You've had a taste of this.
Yeah, because I think it just scared me when I retired that, you know, you've been used to so many nights a week on road and being in hotels that normal life sometimes would be in every night. And it's all right. For me, it's an holiday sometimes if you're home for 2 weeks when you're not going anywhere. That's kind of a weird sense, a vacation for me, being at home and not going into restaurants. But Trevor asked me a question the other day. What's one of the best places that you've travelled to, and what's the worst place you've travelled to? So a funny story is we opened up Wahl, India in 2011, and we actually opened it up on the 11th of the 11th, 2011, because we wanted 11/11/11 on the deeds of when we opened Wahl, India. And me and Michael Damiano went out to do a tour of India. So we did Mumbai, then we flew to Bangalore, then we flew to Calcutta, then we flew on to Delhi and back to the UK. And I've been back several times since. A funny story, Trevor said, what's the worst place you've been to? And this is nothing against India. I love India as a place. But in Barnsley, where I'm from in Yorkshire, if you're lost, and not just lost like geographically, but if you're lost in a bit of work and stuff, or you've ended up somewhere where you didn't know where you were, we have a saying which is, I'm in the black hole of Calcutta. Well, I actually went there. We landed in from Bangalore. Michael had started with a bit of Delhi belly, and we've got this big show to do. And we get in, and I can only describe it as you walk off the plane and you start walking up the gantry to passport control in Calcutta. There's a kind of an aura around it that weren't pleasant. And then when you get into the car park and you're driving out, there's cows. I don't know where they were flying to, but they're actually in the road. Then we got to the hotel and there were no luggage there, and it was just a tough place to be. It was a tough place to be. But, you know, we went out that after we'd done a show, we had a great night. So it's a bit unfair, but the funny thing is that whilst I was there, I was like, because I crack up when I travel. If things aren't going right, I'm like, not good to be around. And I think I'd gone on phone to my partner at that time, and I'm like, I just want to come home. I get a bit like tearful. I just want to go home. Where are you? I'm in Black Hole of Calcutta. And it reminded me of the Yorkshire things. The Yorkshire things that we used to say. What about you guys? Any funny stories for travelling?
God, I don't know where start or where finish.
Find the Dubai one.
You. The best thing is, I met a guy probably 4 or 5 years ago. You've met him, Brian, and he's literally taken me. I think there's about 3 or 4 states now in the US and North America that I haven't been to, and it's funny because, you know, the IPA thing that we're drinking tonight, it's all come from America, because America's been renowned for terrible beer, and I'm partial to a pint after work, but I'm a bitter drinker. So I got onto this IPA, and it was in a few different states, it's different laws, different rules. It's like dealing with 50 small countries, or large countries, if you like. It's a huge place. I love it though, and yeah, and I know you do. I mean, we met up quite a few times, haven't we? Chicago and, you know, New York and different places, but there's a few times with Brian, because he's from Montreal. He lives in Montreal at the moment, but he comes from a little place that is tucked right on the East Coast kind of thing, and I love him to death, but he drives me crazy. In fact, Trevor called him. He was my Canadian. I was spending so much time with him. He's my Canadian wife. He was
Yeah,
funny.
I thought you mentioned that when we were in Chicago.
Yeah, he's a really funny guy. Love him to death. Taught me a lot about the States and the business out there, because it's completely different than ours, isn't it? I mean, this booth renting that you're on about, you know, rent a chair. It's huge on the West Coast and not so much on the East. And then you got the Midwest. You've got everything you want over there, but so many stories. But one of the ones that he actually comes out with all the time is when he took me to Montreal as well. He's just a lovely guy, but he gets me in so much trouble all the time. And you've met him.
I find that hard to believe, Gary.
Well, you've met him a few times yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, but I find it hard that he gets you in trouble. I think it's I think once we were in Dubai, and I think he looked at me and it was about 2:30 in the morning. He went, "Oh, we've got to get up at 4. Might as well stay out." You were flying back that next day, and then you were messing. I'd gone to bed and I was like hanging because I think I was flying on to China, and I think you sent me a message saying, "I'm just getting up to fly," and it was 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, "Oh, how has he done it? How's he done that?" Did you sleep? No.
Yeah, Jackie was with me as well. And
Jackie was with you, yeah.
I tell you who else. Dan Ricks was with us as well, wasn't he?
Dan was with you. We only went to a nice restaurant, didn't we, that time? Yeah. No, I think sometimes when somebody asking, I think you, Trevor, actually, that were asking me about, some of your trips that you have. And for me, the amount of traveling that we do, you're probably the same, guys. You don't go into duty frees anymore. So you're not on holiday. You're there to work. So it's a bit like, I know it's glamorous, but if you're flying off to Spain or Germany or France or to Singapore, it's work. So it's the same as if you're going to do a seminar for Aston Finches in Birmingham, or you're going to go to Capital in Brighton or Sally's in London. It's work. So I tend to get in there. I'm a connoisseur at unpacking my stuff, getting it all lined out, getting a shower, and then meeting the guys. And then when we finish, we're away. But there's certain places that I do like a night out, just on the last night, just to go and have a few beers. And India's one of those places. Mumbai's a great place. We always have a nice after party. And there is a few nice places that we do that. And when we've had a drink, we went to an Irish bar, didn't we, once in Dubai?
Yeah, McGettigan's, that were nice. And then we did Chicago good as well, weren't we? We've had a few beers in Chicago. Used to see you more abroad than I did in UK. It makes me laugh though when we're talking about just having a beer. And don't you find when you go to these places? I mean, I'm a bit different because you do a lot of shows. We do shows as well, but I do a lot of training for companies as well. So we, big shout out to 188 Gents Place and all these places in the US. I'm like kind of trotting across the US and Canada as well. But people look after you as well. Our business is so personable. It's fantastic because everybody wants to look after you. And when you teach and when you pass on, and we do, from a BBA point of view, it's all about education. We're pushing education. But people love to look after you. I found that in North America, people love to look after you. And, I've had some of my best memories. They are, people I've never met before that want to look after you. Van Cancel out there,
I expect it.
Honestly, nicest bloke you've ever met in your life. Van Michael Salon Group, been out there training for them. We've got Gambuza, Frank Gambuza, Frank's Barbershop. These are people that have never met you before, but they just absolutely. In fact, I've got a drink for you. This is, I worked a lot in Tennessee. And just, can you see that?
Yeah. It's a bit back to future.
That is moonshine, baby.
Oh, it's supposed to be really strong, that, isn't it?
I worked in Frank's Barbershop in Knoxville. Beautiful fella. Took me into his home. This was my present. You can see how much I've drunk, but you actually drink it out of the. It's just like out of the films. Like it's strong. You got to drink it, mate. Honestly,
Well, I ain't got one here, but you've got one there, so you have a swig of it. What's it like? I want to see your face. Have a little swig.
Oh, I'm not, like, have you seen it? It kind of, Frank will absolutely piss himself if he ever sees this. I've still got it. I've still got.
I want to see your face.
This is only on special occasions. This is.
Oh.
It's quite nice, actually.
Oh, it looked it. Looked like somebody was squeezing your balls.
There's a young lady I worked with in Frank's barbershop in Knoxville. She said, "Have you had any moonshine?" I said, "Yeah, Frank got me some Old Smoky." And she goes, "That's no moonshine. You've got to come up to the house and I'll give you moonshine."
Oh, mate.
They all have their own up there, their own brew, and they all drink it.
I've seen it on some documentaries, but I've not seen anybody drink it with a face like they're a lot harder than what you are. Guys, what have you done to keep, like, you've got a big group of people, but even with small groups of people, I can only look at, like, our teams. We've had keeping people positive while they're off. Do you speak to all your staff regularly, or do you have a WhatsApp group, or what's happening?
Well, you know that it's like us, you know, with work, we're constantly in touch with the BBA and we're working on stuff. But the guys who are on the front line, I mean, you want a business to go back to, don't we? We want these guys to be with us. We don't want them going and getting another job or whatever. So we're paying them and keeping in touch as well. So, and we've got a great communication lines with these guys, but we have the WhatsApp. I'm not sure if I can share any of the WhatsApp stuff with the general public, because usually it's just about taking the piss, which is usually, you know, with a bunch of guys who work together. But it's, you know, you've got to keep the guys engaged. But at the moment, don't get me wrong, I mean, if I was paying your wages and you were sitting at home, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying your family, it isn't a hardship, really, is it?
No. And, you know, I think we are in our managers meeting every morning. One of the things that I love at the minute, and it's just happened organically and naturally, is before we talk about work, it's a quick one. Are you okay? Everybody's asking each other, are you? And that doesn't happen a lot sometimes. It's fast, it's busy, you're straight into meetings, one into other meetings. Yeah, there's a bit of an handshake sometimes if you're in office. I'm a big tactile person. I like to shake people's hands and give them an hug. Sometimes you're straight into it, but I've noticed on these meetings, it's like, first and foremost, each person does a little presentation every morning. It's like, before you start, like, how are you? Is everything okay? Everything all right? And then when they're presenting. I spoke to all the guys today in their teams, and they're saying that they're good or they're not so good. And I kind of like that. And so I think if I were giving any tips to any salon owners out there or barbers, is, you know, if you've got WhatsApp group, which most people have, haven't they, in the business now? Most people have got a WhatsApp group. Keep things nice, but engage your staff into, like, if you're thinking about some new ideas for your business, engage your staff into it.
To be honest, I mean, really, really important. I mean, everybody's got a Facebook page. Everybody's got Instagram. We've got some great staff. I mean, Matt, I will admit, our assistant manager at one of our shops, he's running competitions. You know, he's put something on today. It's going to be manic when we go back. Who wants to be the first haircut before anybody else gets in there? And he's put it on. I mean, how good is that?
Fantastic. Hey, listen, I've got no hair. I can't wait to get my beard lined in. I can't wait to have my eyebrows done. I can't wait to go and have a sunbed. I'm going to do it all 3 times on Thursday, Friday and Saturday. I'm going to go in every day just because I can. I think, look, it's been crap, and it has been crap, and it's going to continue a little bit. If we all stick inside, your best option in the world is staying inside and staying safe, protect our NHS, and let's try and move forward. And that's not just over, you know, this week. It's like until this is over. But I'll tell you what, guys, we are going to get through this. We are going to move forward. I kept saying this on any interviews I've done. we will be better on this. Kids will write about this in history in years to come. But I'm telling you what, we'll get through it. And you've just hit the nail on the head, and a lot of other people. You're going to be packed out. The best, the top, the cream will rise to the top. You'll still be there when this is all over and done with. And you'll go and smash it when they'll be queuing up to get into you. Because your service levels, this industry is in the top 10 startups in the UK for businesses. So trust me, people are going to flock back to your business. You know, look, this is the first time we've done this. We've got next week, 17th. Next Friday night, we want more people joining us. Tell your friends if you've enjoyed this. Get us joined in on the BBA Barbers Arms next Friday at 8 o'clock on the 17th. We might have a special guest coming up, and we're going to try and get special guests in each week as well. Hopefully by that time I'll have a cool backdrop like Gary. I'll get my text stuff sorted out.
What do you mean this is my house, this is?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I might get a new house by that time next week. But I've really enjoyed being on. Stay positive, guys, out there. I'm going to let Gaz have a final word, but from my point of view, stay positive. Stronger together. We are stronger together, and this is an amazing industry. It's been a tough end of third week. We're going to be back next Friday. Let's just keep us up. So let's just keep looking after our NHS. Stay inside. Don't mess around this weekend. Don't go out in groups. Let's just do it. And what you need to do, guys, in between that is send me that moonshine, because delivery service is still working. I'll have that before next Friday's session. But I'll hand over to Gaz to say a few final words.
Hey, mate, it's been a pleasure as usual. Love it on a Friday. It's not in the pub. I mean, you've got a great local. I've got a great local, but this is the next best thing, mate. Love you. Great to see you. And also, can I just say to everybody, give the NHS a big clap at 8 o'clock every Thursday. I mean, I know probably all of you are doing it anyway, but hopefully we're all supporting them anyway. So from me, and from him, and from him, and from me.
Time out. Guys,
love you, babe.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Guys, love you, bro. NHS staying this weekend. Happy Easter. Thank you.
See you later.